Yes, people, paying our respects to a legend of the game, involved in the game for years. Kevin Keegan has passed away at the age of 75, surrounded by loved ones. He was diagnosed with cancer, stage 4 cancer, and he started his treatment, but unfortunately, he passed away. And it's very sad to see that someone of his stature in the game, as a footballer and as a manager, has passed away. One of the big characters in football, Kevin Keegan, always remembered for that phrase, "I would love it," yeah, against Man United, when Alex Ferguson was doing the mind games. Kevin Keegan was also a very good footballer as well. Let's not get it twisted. As my wife reminded me, you know, he played for Liverpool. I forgot he played for Liverpool, but now I can remember the memories come back. If you can hear background noise, I'm sorry. People are cutting down trees and doing all this kind of madness and stuff like that. But anyway, love to Kevin Keegan and his family, and, you know, friends and all those that are in the game. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people talking about Kevin Keegan and the memories of you know, him in the game and what he's contributed to the game, because we can talk about footballers and stuff like that, but he's contributed massively in the game. And yeah, big up to Kevin Keegan, proper Geordie as well. And yeah, I love it. Yeah, remember that. But anyway, today's show, Monday Night Madness, people are thinking, why is he doing this show so early? Well, I'll just move up a little bit. Why am I doing the show today so early? Because I wanted to. And I want to go out late. I don't want to stay in. I want to go out after work's finished. I can't be bothered to sit in and do a show. So I thought I'd do a show right now. So later, I don't have to do anything. And then next week, maybe I can do a show a bit later. But it's cool anyway. The Monday Night Madness starts here. Arsenal, it's always about Arsenal. So we're going to talk about Arsenal, a lot about Arsenal. We're going to talk about the World Cup as well. Yeah, there's a lot to get through. We'll talk about transfers as well, and possible transfers, and a lot of things that are going on that maybe you guys need to know about, especially as Arsenal fans. So make sure you slap the likes. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel. Shout to my usuals that come to the show, and shout to those newbies that don't know who the Waffle Don is. I'm sure you're going to find out. And I've got this mini twister to eat as well, so I'm going to eat it at the same time as well. Let's get started. So let's start with the World Cup first and foremost. Spain, champions of the world, World Cup winners, put in a very brave display last night. For me, throughout the tournament, I kept saying to everyone, Spain are the dark horses of this tournament. And no one was talking about Spain. Everyone was talking, even I was talking about France, I was talking about Argentina, but no one was talking about Spain. No one was talking about Spain only conceding 1 goal throughout the whole tournament. Their defense was complete. You know, their midfield was complete. They had Yamal and they had Alex Baina on the wings. They had Oyarzabal, or whatever his name is, up front, that was more than capable of scoring goals. For me, Spain had the most complete team in this tournament. And they just went about their business. There was no screaming, there was no shouting, there was no attention being paid to, being paid to Spain. They drew their first game 0-0. And everyone thought, Spain's going to be this, that. Spain just went on and just kept going on, winning games. They started slow, but you know, as the tournament went on, they got better and better. Rodri, he just looked amazing in games. He just looked. Rodri, and my friend Onome told me, yeah, that Rodri, when he's playing, he looks like he's playing with his kids, like in football terms. Yeah, he looks like he's playing like passing the ball and going around and twisting up little kids and stuff like that, because of the stature of him and because of, you know, he's such a good footballer. He just makes the game look so easy, and he just makes it look like, you know what, the players around him are just, he can just swat them like flies, and he's so strong on the ball. He's such an intelligent player as well, and he knows his role like anything. I don't know if there's conversations between him and Busquets. I'm not even going to go there, but certainly he's won the European Cup and he's won the World Cup. He's won everything now. He's won the Champions League. He's won multiple Premier Leagues. He's won all the domestic leagues. I think he's got a World FIFA Cup as well. I don't know if they've done the Europa, but who cares about the Europa? But he's won everything in football, and he's complete. Shout to Marino as well, Raya and Zubamendi as well. They're now World Cup holders, and they're also European Cup holders as well. Marino's been magnificent this tournament. I know he's only had, you know, little snippets in the games and stuff, but he's been magnificent this season, coming on. Even yesterday, that offside goal that he scored, man, that was a really good finish as well. And a lot of people don't like Marino, and Marino's got that look about him that you just want to slap him in it. But I will say this, yeah, that brother knows how to finish. I know he had a chance when he came on and he headed it wide against Newcastle. He scored that type of goal. He missed it in the World Cup. But you know what? Those chances are only remembered. Those missed chances are only remembered when you lose a game. When you win the game, you don't really worry about those. But I bet you a lot of you forgot about that header as I'm speaking about it. But speaking about Spain, man, they've been really good this tournament, and I think the tournament as a whole has been a really good spectacle. I think in terms of the footballing, there's only been a few games which I found quite boring, but I've seen some real talent in this World Cup. I've seen some really good games, and the games, they've been flowing. Even after the water breaks and stuff, they've been flowing. I know a lot of people making a lot of noise about the water breaks and stuff like that. For me, the worst thing about the whole tournament was, I think, that halftime rubbish, that music event. I found that dead. I found Donald Trump and the red card incident, I found that a bit of a clownery. Infantino celebrating when Argentina scored, bit of clownery. Seeing Messi's tears as well. I didn't. Do you know what? I don't hate Messi. Messi is a baller, yeah. But seeing him crying, yeah, that was sad. That was sad. Yeah, a lot of people like, oh my GOAT and Ronaldo, and I don't care about all of that. But seeing Messi crying, because this could be his last World Cup. Next World Cup's going to be 42, isn't it? You know, 42 years old playing in the World Cup. He probably can play in the World Cup. But, you know, seeing his tears, it was sad. And I don't even like Argentina either. I can't stand Argentina, the racists, yeah, them players. I can't stand them. And you can see they're very terrible losers, yeah. No grace at the end. Fighting. I think Olmo got punched in the face. You know, I see Pedri, was he getting manhandled? I didn't see anyone troubling Rodri though, because people need to pick on their own sides, isn't it? But apart from that, Argentina had a very good tournament as well. You know, there was conspiracy theories that they were going to win it. There was things like, there was a lot of things going in their favor. The referee, oh my God, I didn't even talk about the referee in this game. The referee in this game, yeah, How many times did he give Argentina like the benefit of the doubt? How many fouls? That foul on Omar, yeah, first half, I believe, that could have been a red card. That had to be a yellow card. The tackle was disgraceful. He didn't even get a yellow card. Rightfully, Enzo got a red card, yeah, for making that guy do the millennium spin, yeah, because the way he went into Kobachi, whatever his name is, Bakadachi, whatever his name is, the young 19-year-old Barcelona defender, was a disgrace. The guy done a wagon wheel in the air. It was absolutely disgusting. So, yeah, they deserve to lose. And you know what? Very good goal by Ferran Torres. Nice little finish, nice bit of play. And I think Spain overall the better team. Only in the last few minutes of the game, Messi started to turn it on, but they could have with 10 men, they could have easily equalised as well. So it's been a good World Cup. You know, I've seen teams like Cape Verde really just, you know, they made the World Cup look really good. With, you know, they played some really good football. They scored some really good goals. You know, the African teams as well, you know, they done well as well. You know, so overall, decent World Cup. The timing of the games was a bit rubbish. I didn't like the early morning kickoffs. When I was in Turkey as well, it was like crazy. Like some of the times I had to watch games and do games and stuff like that. But apart from that, it was a good World Cup. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain. England against France as well. Very good game as well. Third position. I didn't actually watch that game, but Saka scored a hat-trick. I'm proud of him. Rice got his goal as well. So, you know, Arsenal on the map. And, you know, England, they're always going to let you down in the World Cup, but third position, highest position, you know, since 1966, which I still don't think they're going to be proud of. And it's nothing to be proud of or to shout out. They need to be getting to finals and they need to be winning. And the opportunity against Argentina, I don't think they're going to get that in 4 years. They need to be like aiming for finals. And Tuchel and his madness, yeah, I don't get Tuchel, man. I don't get Tuchel. Why don't you play Rice and Saka in the semi-final? Why did you rest him? I'm sorry. Why did you take off Rice in the semi-final and just try to like hold on to that one goal lead? It just didn't make sense to me. But anyway, I can go on about the World Cup all night, all day, all evening, all morning, all afternoon. I can talk about the World Cup, but I'm not here to talk about the World Cup. And as I said before, apologies if you're hearing some work in the background. It's timber time. People are cutting down trees and all that kind of stuff there. But anyway, let's move on to Arsenal. So players are reporting today back for pre-season training. Not pre-season games, but pre-season training. We know that there's some issues with Saliba, but we don't really know the full extent of his back injuries. Now, there are reports that his back injury. This is the thing as well, yeah. Reports. There's reports that his back injuries he could be out for 4 or 5 months, but there's also reports of his back injury isn't as bad as that. I'm not listening to anyone, but the actual club, yeah. So when I don't see Saliba starting a game starting in the Premier League, then I know he's going to be out for some time. Rice has played so much football this season. He's going to need rest. He's going to need hella rest. But you know what I think, yeah? I don't think that Arteta is going to give the players the amount of rest that you guys think he will. I don't think he's going to do that. Especially with Saka as well. I don't think he's going to allow the players, especially with a campaign where we're trying to win back-to-back Premier Leagues. I just don't think he's going to go about it in that way. I think we need to bring in some players. Yeah, I don't know who we're bringing in, how many we're bringing in. Just need to check something. I don't know how many players we're bringing in, but we need to bring in some players. And I'll be honest with you, my expectation right now is not high. It's not majorly high right now because we need to sell players as well. Now, Hand of Arsenal reported that we need to sell. Martinelli's up for sale, apparently. Now, why would he just come out of that randomly? So that means there's going to be space for a winger, but we have to sell Martinelli. Talks about Diamandi, which also I don't know if he's good enough. He's an out and out winger. But what I've seen from him in the World Cup, I think what I've seen from Diamandi personally is I think he's pretty weak. Yes, he's got a few nice little skill moves, but his final pass is actually it's rubbish. I don't think he's that very good in terms of his crossing. I don't know if spending £100 on a Diamandi is actually worth it. If you're going to spend £100 like that, you might as well just go in and buy Rashford for £40. For 40 million. So I'm not too sure about him. Morgan Rogers, as we know, and I have to talk up a bit louder. Morgan Rogers, as we know, is on his way to Chelsea and signing for Chelsea for a deal of £170 million. Now, I'm seeing a lot of Arsenal fans saying, "Oh, he's not worth it," and all of this kind of stuff. Yeah, but I don't do that. He isn't worth it. I do things like, why hasn't my team got in there ahead of you when we were looking at you in the first place? You're hearing like Arsenal and Berta coming out and saying, well, you know, we value the player at a certain amount, and if that's the case, then we're not going to go above a certain valuation and all that kind of stuff. Two things could be true, and I understand that. I understand those concepts. Yeah, sorry, not concept. I understand that, but you don't dictate the market. You don't dictate the market, Arsenal. Yeah. When City play, you see the way our City move. Yeah. City dictate the market. They will pay top dollar for a footballer. Yeah, and then all of a sudden now everyone has to play top dollar. Yeah, that's how it works. Now, Elliot and Morgan Rogers are two completely different players. So Villa looking at him, Villa are still looking at this and thinking, well, if Anderson and Tonali's gone for that big money, we've got Morgan Rogers, who's 24. And I'm not going to say he's as good as Tonali, but he's got different attributes. I think he's strong on the ball like Tonali. I think he's technically very good on the ball striking. Elliot Anderson is a completely different player to him. He's more defensive. He's more a Rice type of player. You know what I mean? Defensive midfield, protecting the back four, safe player, English. That's what he's more. That's the type of player he is. Morgan Rogers is more someone that takes risks, ball carrier, ball striker. He's getting better and better as he gets older. And he brings something different. If you notice, Morgan Rogers would have brought something different to the team. I think he's different to Havertz. I think he's stronger on the ball than Havertz. He just brings something different in the midfield. Maybe the likes of Eze. You know, Eze, I would say at this moment in time is better than Rogers. So maybe we just thought, you know what, 117, maybe that's a bit too much money. And I get it. I get it as well. But my thing is the pride of not getting it over the line. Yeah, when you know that we had met his family, he was keen on the move. He wanted to come to Arsenal. So if no one would have been crying, yeah, if Rodgers had come to Arsenal, no one would be batting an eyelid. But because he's gone to Chelsea now, he's not that good a player. You know, it's too much money. It's this and that. It's all the excuses under the sun. All the excuses under the sun. I'm not here for that. I wanted Rodgers, and I'm publicly saying I wanted Rodgers. But anyway, moving on, because that's gone. So, what do Arsenal actually need, right? What do you think we need? If Saliba's going to be out, we're going to need, obviously, a defender, maybe a centre-back. But I don't even think we need a defender. I don't think we need a centre-back. Why do we need a centre-back when we've got, what's his name? Mosquera. We've got Mosquera. Yeah? Get him playing. Yeah? Get him playing. We don't need anything more. Do you know what I mean? We don't need no more centre-backs. We don't need none of that. Just get me another winger if Martinelli's going. So that's one position. Solis. That's what they call it. I was calling him I don't know what I was calling him, but that's his name. Solis. Now, Solis, he looks like he's on his way to Arsenal. I think he's going to cost around 35, 40 mil, something like that. One of the top players in the league, in his European league, I think the Belgium league and stuff like that. But I don't know much about him, so I'm not going to judge him until he kicks a ball. I'm not going to judge him until I see 10, 15 games. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm sure he's got some decent attributes. All those who's watched him, big up to them as well. But I don't know about this player. I really don't know much about this player. Shout out to John Pepe. He says, big up Waffle Don Rogers. Big up Waffle Don. Rogers betrayed us. Did he betray us? Or did Villa, did we not put in the right amount to get him over the line? Villa accepted the bid from Chelsea. Solis is a baller. Well, I'll be looking forward to seeing him, man. Walaikum salam. How are you, Waffle? Yeah, man. We need to upgrade on good players. Waffle is an Arsenal DNA, taking long to get players. This transfer window so far, and people can say, let's wait. I don't want to wait. I want us to be active in the market right now. Yeah, where's my phone? Where's my phone? Because I need to keep on tabs on what we're doing right now, because I can't see us. You know, the World Cup's over now, so there's no excuse about waiting for the World Cup to be over and stuff like that. I need to see what's going on. I don't want Nico Williams. Please don't tell me about fresh contact with Nico Williams. I don't want him. There's Barcola. There's players out there, yeah, that we should be now setting our tabs on. Not talking too much. Just get it done. Midfield, Bruno Guimaraes. This is a player that I think we need to be really just honed in on. And Newcastle are going to be looking at other clubs who've made big signings. And they're not going to say, oh, yeah, Arsenal, we give him to you cheap. He's a captain of Newcastle. He's one of the best players in the Premier League, yeah? I don't care if he's 29. 29 is not old in football these days. And Arsenal fans need to get this this crazy notion about 29, 30, you're finished as a footballer. You're not. He's never someone that's relied on his pace. Yeah. If anything, yeah, he's tenacious. Yeah, he's a fighter. Yeah, very good. He's a baller, man, Bruno. And if Rice is going to be out for some period of time, can you rely on a Zubamendi and a MLS combination? I don't think so. Not me. Norgard will probably be going as well. So we need replacements. Jesus, I see him back in training today. Is he going to be like the new signing now? It's worrying that when there's no players leaving right now, only Trossard is left. Who else is leaving the club right now? There's no signs of anything. Are we going into a new season with the same players? Guys, man, I think a lot of you are going to be, don't listen. A lot of you guys need to lower your expectations right now, because we might be champions, yeah, but I don't think we're going to be bringing in the players that you expect. I might be wrong, and you can click me. I might be wrong on this, but I feel that we need to recoup some money back from sales rather than just going out and buying players, because everything's catching up to us, man. We spent so much money to try and win a title, yeah, that now the owners are like, well, listen, we're giving you a lot of money. Yes, we know you've won a title and stuff, yeah, but we want to start thinking of building the stadium and that. We're going to have to put up the costs, ticket costs. We want something back for our buck. So you're going to have to start selling players first. Question: did Berta mess up in the Rodgers deal? Or was it a case of he was under instructions not to go above a certain amount? Apparently, we offered 80. We was only willing to go up to 100. Villa were fine with that until they saw that Chelsea came in. Then they saw that Tonali and Anderson bid. When they saw the Anderson price, well, they thought their player was better than Anderson, so they went for the 117. So, yeah, I was hearing Villa wasn't happy with the way we went about business and stuff like that as well. There's so much speculation, But out of 1 to 10, what do you think this transfer window's been like? We've only signed Nkapie. I think we signed some young 18-year-old. I can't remember his name is. And we've only signed Solis. Well, Solis should be here by Wednesday, apparently. And that's all we've done. That's all the business we've done. And pre-season is, 2 weeks away or something like that? Or no, is it August the 4th or something? So I don't know, people. It's a bit crazy how a team of our stature goes about their business. And the thing is, we are the same every transfer window. We don't change. So what's the point of losing our heads anymore? Because this is Arsenal. We're like the traditional club. We're like the traditional gentleman, that opens a door for the woman to go through. Yeah. And we're always going to be like that, which you should do anyway, for the elders and stuff like that. Arsenal's keep a tradition, and I don't think it's going to change overnight. I think it's still going to remain the same throughout any period of support, fandom. This is Arsenal. This is the way we are. And when you saw that Chelsea deal the other day, that's how I want Arsenal to be moving. So we don't know anything, yeah? I want to hear, oh, we signed this player, 100 mil. This is how we need to be moving, yeah? I don't want to hear all the ITKs. I don't want to hear nothing from them. I want to see, here we go, Fabrizio. Wow, where did that come from? I didn't see that coming. That's what I want to see from now on. So there's not much really more to report. Injuries. Ben White, apparently, he's considering staying at Arsenal. I've got no issue with that. I've got no issue with Ben White staying. He's been a very good player for us. Can he keep fit though? That's the only issue. He had a lot of injuries last season. He had a lot of injuries, and we need players to go again, back to back. Only 3 teams have done it. Can we do it? I don't know. What's John Pippett saying? John's saying he obviously won't replicate those numbers in the Prem, but he can get us 8 goals off the bench. Listen, even if it's 8 goals, yeah, I want to see something. Yeah, I want to see something. I want to see something. I don't want to see head down and running into, blind alleys. I want to see a footballer. I want to see someone that gets the ball, looks up, maybe does a 1-2. You know what I mean? These are the little things that you're looking at in these players at first. John says his personal with Villa as well. Game week 2. Game week 2. Can't wait. Emery told Villa to slap 130 million as well because he hates us. Wow. Bruno G upgrades the midfield massively. Yes, he does. Arsenal just slap down the money and stop low balling. This is all I want Arsenal to do, man. But Arsenal set in their ways. They are very set in their ways, man. But people, it's been a real good introductory show to Monday Night Madness, and I'm doing it early today because, as I said, I'm going out today, and from next week maybe we're going to have a lot more kind of organization. This was just an introductory back to the channel, and yeah, it's been good, people, man. It's been very good. It's been a very good show. And this was just a short show today. It weren't going to be a long one. I'm sure during the week there's going to be some more activities in terms of player movement. I think Berta needs to fix up a little. Berta needs to step up massively, yeah, because I'm not going to say he's on fraud watch, but that Morgan Rogers transfer kind of it casts doubt, doesn't it? It casts some doubt. So he needs to just step up his game, and then hopefully we will see what we've got. So we got options, people. Yeah, there might be some aces up Berta's sleeve. Would you guys take the guy from Italy? What's his name? Plays for Inter Milan. What's his name? I've forgotten his name. Oh, what's his name? Plays for AC Milan. That wing, Leao. Would you take Rafael Leao right now? Would you take him? Would you take a Yildiz? Would you take Gianni's boy from Everton? Ndai? Would you take him? There are players out there, so we ain't got no excuses. And they're probably going to be lower as well. The players are not going to be as high as that because no one's in for them. So these are the players, man. These are the players that we're looking at. I don't like this guy. I do not like this guy. I do not like him. I don't rate Nico Williams at all. I really don't. I don't see anything exciting about him. I just don't rate him. I think there's much better players out there. Shout out to AFC always in the building. Hope you're well, my brother. Hope you're well. Nico Williams is too inconsistent. Yeah, I just don't rate him. I don't rate him that much, man. I tell you what I have in that Spanish team, yeah. The Baena, is it Baena? Alex Baena. That's a player there. That is a player. That's a player that I will be interested in. Yeah. I don't know who he plays for. Does he play for Seville or I don't know who he plays for? But he would be a player that I would be interested in. He's very good player as well. Very tricky. Marino, talk to your boy, man. Marino needs to talk to some of the Spanish squads, yeah, so we can get some of the players over at Arsenal as well. You know, we've already got Marino, we've already got Zui. We need some more players, man. Yeah. Done a little tribute to him at the start of the stream, bro. Listen, AFC always, you're around my age or a little bit older, yeah. Such a sad thing, bro. If anyone watched Kevin Keegan back in the day, yeah, Kevin Keegan was a baller, bro. Kevin Keegan was a certy baller, yeah. For all you youngsters, go and bring up a Kevin Keegan reel, yeah, and then come back to me. The guy was special, man. He was a wicked baller as well. And he's always going to be known for the I love it if you know what I mean, during that league campaign where Newcastle, I'm gonna say bottled it, probably did, but yeah, proper legend of the game, man. Definitely proper legend. Berta is like Trossard. Yo, I like Trossard. I love Trossard. Berta's got a bit of pace though, innit? I think Berta's good, man. I think he's really good. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything else to cover, man. I've spoken about Arsenal. I've spoken about the players, midfield, strike. Okay, so another thing, there was talk about Alvarez and Gyökeres going the other way. I don't know how people think about that. I've not really been impressed by Alvarez, to be honest. During the World Cup, but I shouldn't judge him based on just on the World Cup. Does he bring you Gyökeres type of goals? I mean, not type of goals. Does he give you that volume in terms of goals that Gyökeres does? Or is it a case of we play better football with an Alvarez type baller? Well, he's going to be 100 plus, isn't he, Alvarez? I'm not saying I wouldn't take him, but am I replacing him for Gyökeres right now? At this moment, no. At this moment, no. Gyökeres is going to have a better season next season, in my opinion. I think he's going to score more goals. I think he's going to be more used to the Premier League. And if we get the correct wingers in, and they're able to get the ball to him, I think we'll have success with Gyökeres. Alvarez for me is Havertz's replacement. Yeah, he's Havertz's replacement because Alvarez is not an out-and-out nine. You know what I mean? He likes to you know what I mean, be behind the nine. Yeah, he's a Havertz type player for me, second striker type thing. The World Cup final was the worst in 1994. Yeah, definitely. Big up to Redemption in the build. It's been a while, my bro. Call me negative, but based on this win, I'm expecting it to be a tough ask to retain the title. It will be, because it's not easy to retain a title. It's not easy to retain a title, Redemption, man. Only 3 teams have done it. So what makes us so special to retain the title? I know Pep's not in the league no more and this and that and all that, but to me, Chelsea have strengthened. City for me, yeah. Maresca has taken over Pep's team. That's Pep's team. So he's got one more season with Pep's team. So Pep's teams are Pep's teams, yeah. They go to the end when it's April, March, March, whatever. That's when the City team comes alive. Liverpool, they've got Areola now. I think their football's going to be really good. I think they're going to change. You know what I mean? I think if they can keep Isak fit, the other guy fit. Things had a season now. I've forgotten all of these players' names, man. But all of these. Listen, these teams are competing now, yeah. And I don't think it's a given for us. And if you think it's a given, then sorry, I find you quite naive. It's always going to be tough for Arsenal. Arsenal, one of them teams, yeah, that always, yeah, make it tough for themselves. Redemption says we need at least 2 big signings. I totally agree with you. Herbert Chapman is the only Arsenal manager to retain the league back in the 1930s. There you go with the history, bro. There you go with the history for my broski, yeah? No dead ballers. Like, I don't want Nico, man. I do not want Nico Williams. Please do not bring that guy to my club. And he's another one. He's like a Draxler, isn't it? We're always talk. Well, there's always talks of Nico Williams. I don't want that guy. Leave him. Leave him where he is. He's dead. He's dead. I don't want that player. But anyway, Alvarez, possibly, maybe talks. Bruno Guimaraes. So these are quality players. These are two quality players. Right back. Anyone thought of a right back that we might be interested in? Wan-Bissaka. There was talk about Wan-Bissaka. I wouldn't be too mad at that because, you know, he's back up to Timber. I wouldn't be mad at that. But actually, no, we won't get him now because Ben White's going to be there. So no. If Ben White's still there, then that's fine. Watch us deadline day sign Williams or Rashford. Oh my God. I can see Barcola going to Liverpool. So who's going to come to us then? Is Solis going to be our number one guy then? Because I'm seeing talk of that we want to sell Martinelli. So I don't know what's going on there. Arsenal have made fresh contact over signing Athletic. Nico Williams. Oh no, man. Please don't sign that guy, man. I won't be happy if we sign him, bro. I will not be happy, bro. What is going on with Berta, man? I'd rather Leao over Williams. I'd rather Leao over Williams, man. It's too much. But I think the first one we need to go for, man, is Bruno. I think we need to get Bruno over the line. That's probably one of the most. Oh yeah, there was one more before we lock off. Yeah, one more transfer. John Stones. That's the one. John Stones makes sense on a 12-month contract. It does, but again, how fit is John Stones? John Stones will play 2-3 games and he'll be injured for the next 6 months. So is he actually worth bringing in? He's probably on quite high wages at City as well. So he's probably going to be 200. I'm sure he's going to be on about 200k plus if he comes to us. So I don't know if that makes sense. I'd rather Mosquera plays with Gabriel. Nah, don't even say that. If Arsenal sign Garnacho, I'm done with Arsenal. Oh, forget that. I'm done. Yeah, listen, I'm taking a season out. Did you see him kick it out of play yesterday? Reminded of Martinelli. Yeah. He tried to do some really and then he just that was just so dead, man. That was so dead. But listen, people, gonna wrap up, man. 45 minutes. Bit longer than I expected. Usually we've got people quarreling, but that's probably going to start next few weeks. I just gave you a little warm-up. We're giving you the warm-up, the little intro into the Monday Night Madness again. Hopefully next week we'll have Mr. Tony on. We'll see what his program's like. And yeah, what I want to do this season, more than anything, I want to invite you Arsenal fans onto the show because I want to hear from you guys how you feel about Arsenal. Not just in the chat. I want to hear how you guys feel about Arsenal. Yeah? Come and have a chat with us, man. It would be really nice for you guys to have a chat with us. But hopefully the gang will be here in the next few weeks. Everyone's busy at the moment. Everyone's got things to do, which I respect as well. But listen, people, yeah, we're going to wrap up there. Shout out to everyone in the building. It's been a nice show. Listen, all roads lead to home, and we are. Peace.